Hello, Henry, and welcome to Cinema Sharko. Welcome to this
Thank you.
premiere of your documentary, Blitto Underground. Please tell the people who are you? Who is Henry?
Well, I'm complicated like everyone else, I guess, but I was born in the United States in a small city called New Bedford. It's a seaside city. In fact, it was the location where the novel Moby Dick was written. I grew up loving history. I can't quite explain it. I love history, and I think that I love it because it's stories, it's storytelling. And that's what I love most of all. I went originally to college to study history. That was my goal. And in my senior year, I got thrown out of school.
Well,
I got expelled. And it was like, oh no, what do I do now? But I had started getting interested in photography, and it's worked out for me. It turned out to be one of those bad things that ended up good. My life was teaching photography. About not quite 15 years ago, I went to Buenos Aires to have an exhibition. In
oh,
the Plaza St. Martin, there was a beautiful exhibition. I mean, my pictures, so
yeah,
I
of
like
course.
that. But they did a beautiful job where they. Anyway, I knew I was coming here, and I thought, well, as I always do, I'll take a few more days and I'll make photographs. A friend of mine who was a student of mine, he was a fashion photographer. He found me Blitto, basically. I told Blitto, I want you to introduce me to the side of Buenos Aires that no one would see unless they were part of it. Even people living in Buenos Aires might not know these people and these places existed. And he was the right guy. And so we worked for 10 days or so, and I got some pictures I liked a lot and had adventures. I was thinking at the time, I had not made a film yet ever, but I had in mind someday I would. And I would come back down and make a film about Blitto because he's very charismatic. He's got a really good attitude about his work and about life. And it's also harkens back to when I was a historian. I'm interested in uncovering cultures that people don't generally know about. And it was my job as a historian, my job was to save them, small way. That's what I was doing with Blitto. I saw it as a culture, Buenos Aries Bohemia. And I thought, this needs to be recorded. And the fact that I had this man, Blitto, who was very charismatic, handsome, well-spoken, and very smart. Blitto's a
Yes,
very, very smart
yes,
guy.
he is a lot.
And with a lot of friends, just the people I wanted to meet and photograph and film. So it was very lucky I got.
What do you think people will say when they finish watching the documentary? Or, if you want, what do you want people to feel or say when they finish
Well, I want
finish
them to
watching?
fall in love with Blitto, and a lot of people have, but I've shown it here. I want them to respect other people, even if they seem far out to them. Even if they have strange lives. I think we should respect people, but also everybody in that movie has a story. And those stories are what I love. And the woman you were talking about that
Mm.
said, what she said, and it's interesting you pointed that out, but what she said is what the movie's all about. She said, I grew up very traditional. I didn't know there was a world like this. I didn't know we could go out and sing and dance and I didn't know that, she said. And I came here, I came to the world, the underground, and I found people who had a common sensibility, common worldview. She didn't say it that way, but that's what she said. And she said, I couldn't believe I found it. I loved it.
Is there something you want to tell to Blito?
I think I would say to Blito, first of all, congratulations. I don't think there's any good art without a good subject. And the subject is, at some level, collaborating with the artist, always. Because if the subject is no good or uninteresting, then, it's very hard to make anything of it. And Blito is his own thing. When I met him, 2009, if I had just had what are the GoPro, one of those,
Yes, the little
and put it on
cameras.
my head and just taken a nap and pointed it at him and taken a nap, we'd have a great film. I didn't have to do that much. He carries the film. We disagreed about a couple of things, very minor disagreements, because most of his choices were good choices, in my view. I liked his choices, and I pretty much went with them. I think that at the end, whenever that is, for all of us, when we reach the end, if we can look back and see that what we did was really good and was us,
Hmm.
was really true to who we are,
Yes.
then if we have money, fine. If we don't have money, less fine, but still okay. We've been honest to ourselves. And that's what I think Blito is doing. What is true art to me is the world he's created. And he should be very proud of that. What he's creating is special. I'm Henry Horenstein. I'm director, producer of the film Blitto Underground. The film is about Blito, who is a bohemian character in the Buenos Aires Underground, but he's also a human being with great warmth and great depth and great artistry. And however you are, however you feel about life, I want you to step out of it and look at this man, Blito, and see what he's brought to so many people and what he's brought to himself in terms of creativity and in terms of how he treats people, and try to understand Blito as a human being. Because although this film is about the underground, where he spends a lot of time, it's also a film about a human being who's trying to find a way to keep his creativity going and is successful at that.